I gotta let it go, go, let it go. I gotta let it go, let it go.
What's going on, guys? The AWG podcast. Today, it's going to be ran a little bit different today. We're going to be doing a Q&A. We kind of came up with these questions. We really couldn't ask you guys because, we don't got fans like that. But as our second host is trying to recover his password for his MacBook since he forgot it.
I didn't forget it. I used it last night and it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. Did you
Did I what?
Introduce me?
Yeah, no. Everyone knows who you are by this
but
point.
we're still supposed to introduce it. Well, welcome back to AWG. I'm AWG Journey or Demetrio. I have my co-host but host.
Yeah, at this point. But
introduce yourself.
I don't need to introduce myself, but I will.
What if it was just two random people coming on the podcast just talking?
So we are going to start off with what happened this week. This week was actually a really busy week. I had a lot of fraternity stuff. I actually had some fraternity brothers get initiated on Saturday, which is awesome. So kudos to that. That's what I've been doing all week. Marriage life is good. That's always fun. I'm trying to think of any other really, really important things that happened throughout the week, and I really can't think of any at the moment. But what about you? What about you, Mr. Brown? Besides being locked out of your MacBook.
I was going to say, I guess I forgot my password. I'll get it back later. Nothing, pretty eventful. I went to a camp church retreat for Occupy Texas State, and that was fun. I got to see a few of my mentors, pastors, got delivered. Got to see a lot of deliverance. Got to enjoy some quality time in the woods with no phone, no laptop, no YouTube, no nothing. Just being around a bunch of believers that believe in God and want to grow closer. And that was fun. And yeah, that was really it.
Another update. We both work at Amazon.
Oh yeah, we're Amazonians.
Yeah, we are slaves at Amazon now.
I don't think we can technically say that. I hope that's not legal.
Nah, it's fine. But I actually love my job. I essentially load carts into 18-wheelers, and it's actually really fun. I actually love going to Amazon. I'm actually blessed to have a job that actually pays as well as it does and works with my school schedule.
Weekly? I love getting paid weekly.
And it pays weekly and works with a school schedule and comes with a lot of benefits. Honestly, I haven't dived too much into the benefits, but there's actually a lot like insurance and stuff like that. So we both started working there. I referred him. He works at a fulfillment center. I work at a sortation center. So that's also really fun. I've just really enjoyed my time out there. Which is actually crazy because I hear a lot of people don't like it, but I do. So I have a lot of fun out there. And then besides that update, you got it?
I got it. On MacBooks apparently they have a bug where sometimes you can't log in, so you just click shift and then reset, and then it just let me log in with the same password I've been trying for 15 minutes. But I'm in, so it doesn't matter. Hasn't been, like we said, hasn't been really too much going on. He has fraternity stuff, I have church stuff, we have young adults tonight. We do not have our, what do we call her? Our second.
Our guest, Madison.
Yeah, we do not have our guest here today because unfortunately she has work and she doesn't get back in time, and we only have this room for a limited time. So we wanted to go ahead and get you guys a podcast going, and this time on this podcast, we're not going to be really focusing on one of these points. Me and Frederick noticed that y'all don't really know a lot about us. The only things I really know about us is the things that we tell y'all when we're explaining stories, situations, or trying to give advice. So this podcast, we wanted to be able to give y'all a little bit more information about us. Me and Frederick decided to grab a few questions that we're going to ask each other. And I'm going to ask him some questions. He's going to ask me some questions, and y'all going to get to know us a little bit better.
And I will go ahead and start us out. This category for him, our questions will be different, but there may be some overlap. But my question for him is, It's going to be about faith and personal journey. What was a moment in your life when your faith became real to you, not just something you were taught, but something you truly believed?
I want you to say that one more time.
What was a moment in your life when your faith became real to you, not just something you were taught, but something you truly believed? I look, you feel like I know this.
I was yeah. I just wanted you to say it again to reiterate. Just give me more time to think.
Nah, bro, you just can't hear.
Yeah, that as well. I think definitely I used a lot of logic to get to Christ instead of like, oh, show me the light turn on and then I believe in you. Like, I feel like most of the time it was due to the perfect world thing that we always used to say, that the world is just too perfect for us to not be created by something. And I think that I kept saying those things and I was believing in God at a certain point, but what really made me believe was really just my testimony. Getting through certain perspectives and trials that I don't think I was able to get out of. And some of them I don't even really want to talk about. But that definitely, I feel like the one thing that I could tell people is just my testimony. That's what made me believe. My testimony is really just, I grew up in Michigan, didn't really have any childhood friends or family that was really close to the Christian faith. My grandma always prayed for me. She always had people that she wanted to pray for me in her groups and stuff like that, but I was never involved. And I think that's why the Lord never really let me go, is because my grandma and her church friend group were always praying for me. But it's a hard question. Because a lot of people have that moment. They're like, July 21st, 2025. That's exactly when
at 6:01
I was looking in the mirror. It cracked. Like, no, I don't really have that. I just have a lot of different perspectives on things that I went through, and I believe that it was God. And that's what made me believe.
I low-key, I mean, I would say the same. I came to it in a logical sense. There was one moment that did happen whenever I had prayed about getting a job at Lockheed Martin, and then like literally a few, I don't know if it was hours or minutes afterwards, I literally got an email saying congratulations. Speaking of Lockheed Martin, I have to go get a drug test for them. And
make you pee in a cup. Anyways.
And so that was one moment that kind of strengthened it, but I started to think from a more logical perspective, in the sense of like I started seeing more videos about like, with God being like, the world is to set up to be just made by chance, like the way humans are, the way everything works out, and looking at it from a perspective of the only reason why things go bad in the world is literally because of humans. Like, it's not because of anything else. Everything that you see that something bad happens is caused by humans. Now, there are some natural causes like tornadoes and stuff. Like, I don't think that we cause those. But other than that, it's like...
Some people say we do.
I mean, yeah, some people say we do. Like, who knows?
Weathering or whatever. I don't know. I don't focus on...
But regardless, like, there's some things that we do contribute to in the weather that makes the, like, for example, polluted water, acid rain, etc. Like, that's our fault. A lot of it's our fault. Like, I think of it from a perspective of like, whenever we're on the road, everybody speeds. I speed. Everybody does that. But like, if you imagine that nobody ever sped and they were the distance that they're supposed to be away from the next car in front of them at all times and never cut through traffic or anything like that, there probably would be almost no wrecks. But the reason why is because people disobey the laws of the road, and that's why there's wrecks. And you can kind of bring that principle into everything, You can bring that principle, like, the reason why there's so much bad things that happen in the world is because all of the bad things and disobedient things that humans do. So when I started thinking from that perspective, I was kind of just like, oh, wow, I really think God is real, because if we did everything in the Bible down to the T and everyone did it, we wouldn't have any poor people. We wouldn't have any wars. We wouldn't have any of those things, because we would just be loving our neighbor as we love ourselves. So like, imagine if all the world leaders did that, loved their neighbor as they love themselves. There wouldn't be any wars. We would be trying to find the cure to cancer or whatever the case may be. So I kind of started looking at it like that, and I was like, huh, that really showed me what free will was. And then the logic kind of just played out from there. So I definitely see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think a lot of people need to change their perspective on the things that happen in life, and if they change their perspective, they'll see more of God in certain places. You know, you can just go outside and look at how perfect the world is. If humans were never here, this world would just be really, overran by plants and animals and things like that. But, you know, these buildings and the things that he said that we cause for pollution and acid rain and all those things that happen is like, we're the ones doing that. So I think that's good. My first question would be, what's one thing God had to take away from you before he could use you?
Yeah, let me think.
We should have kind of got these questions.
Yeah, let me think.
4 hours.
Let me think, because
That's
a tough question. One thing
Here, I'll answer the question myself because I kind of already know, and I'll just give you time to think. Okay. So the question is, what's one thing God had to take away from you before he could use you? God had to take away my desire and want to be famous, have money, and have everybody love me. Like, I think most people, mainly me, I just wanted to be loved. I wanted to be in the spotlight. I wanted to be that person that everyone's seen and be like, oh, I know Demetrio. That's Demetrio. He's cool. He's nice. He has a lot of money. He has this nice car. He has this, and this. Because that's what I always seen everybody else do. After I really saw that, even though the things that I was like, the little stuff that I worked very hard for to get and gain was all taken away from me, friends, family, materialistic things, a place to stay, homelessness, all of those things. As soon as I got to like literally rock bottom, when I realized that nothing in this world matters, especially materialistic things, and even like wanting to be wanted in certain relationships and stuff like that, like having the Lord Jesus, even if I was sitting in a room in a box with nothing else, as long as I have the Lord Jesus, I'm fine. And that's when I really understood that he took everything away from me so that I could realize that.
Okay, well, I think for me, God took away all of the relationships that I thought were the one when I thought I was doing everything right. So I've had a couple of past relationships before I was with my wife, and I believe that God took those away.
Do they know you got married?
Yeah? I think they said that last podcast.
Oh, yeah, with Matt. I was like, have we done this since you've gotten married?
Yeah.
It just was like, wait, what?
But,
December.
yeah. So I remember trying to be like, oh, yes, I'm a good boyfriend. I do the right things. I do this and that. I do this and that. And I think no matter how hard I tried, my relationships just never worked out. And I thought that I was doing everything perfect. And I think when God took those things away, it really helped me realize that I just needed to focus on him, because I really can't be the man that I need to be if I didn't have God first. And the thing that I learned is, it wasn't that I became the perfect man and then I married somebody. It was like, you realize that you need me first and then you got married. So whenever it came to problems happening within your marriage, you came to me first instead of just trying to fix them on your own. So when he took those other relationships away, he helped me realize that I was trying to fix it all on my own. Like, oh, I can fix this relationship. I know what I need to do. I know this and that. But in reality, he was like, no, you need me first. And then when I seeked him first, he blessed me with somebody. And then, even though I wasn't the man that I needed, like, I'm not the 100% perfect man that I need to be in that relationship, it allows me to run to him first whenever there's a problem. So I think that's what he took away from me and helped me realize that you don't even have to come perfect. You just have to come to him and he'll fix everything for you and you don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, that's what happened for me. Okay. These questions are like starting off hard.
I have the questions, the harder, and it was already hard. The more questions I ask, the harder
that's
they
what I'm
get.
saying. What?
Yes.
It started out that? Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, my next question is, what's one way your view of God has changed as you've grown older or gone through different life experiences?
I realize you're never gonna know everything. Before I believed in God in high school, but I didn't have the actual belief that I have now. Whereas I believed in high school, it was like, yeah, I believe in God. That's it. I believe in God, but I'm still going to parties. I'm still smoking. I'm still drinking. But I believe in God. I got that cross on my neck. I know Jesus. I mean, I don't know Jesus, but I know J.E. Almost close to it. Like when you were, I would say, I wasn't even a baby Christian at the time. I wouldn't even say I was a Christian at the time. I just knew that there was someone named Jesus, and people said that there was God.
And he was like, yep.
So I was like, that's it. But as I actually truly got older and started to understand that there's more to this, there's a study to this. There is it's more than just a religion that people think. It's not just a religion. It's a relationship with the person. Like, people will say, oh, I'm a Christian. And honestly, I'm starting to get mad at everybody wearing these crosses, because every time I ask someone, oh, are you a Christian? I see you wearing a cross. They're like, no. And I'm like, then why are you wearing it? And they're like,
valid.
Oh, it's just a fashion sense or something like that. And I'm like, so like, what if I just like went to your house and like, I mean, anyway, I can disrespect you as much as I can.
No count.
Is what you're doing right now. So even just with like certain stuff like that, I just realized that you will never know everything. You will kind of always be a baby Christian. You're always going to be trying to learn more. You're always going to be
God's son.
Yeah, you're always going to be trying to learn more. You're always going to be in your Bible. You're always going to be in your word. I thought beforehand, I'm like, oh yeah, I believe in God. I believe in this. I'm going to be able to read the Bible front and back and then understand it, and I won't have to pick up the Bible anymore. And I'll be able to pray so much that I won't have to pray anymore. But realistically, like, again, certain things are not just a religious thing, or, oh yeah, I'm praying. It's like, no, I'm speaking to God. Me and him are having a conversation. Oh, I'm just reading a book. It's like, no, I'm reading a history of my father and what he did and what other people saw him do. So I guess just growing as a Christian is what I learned more, is that you're not going to know everything.
Yeah, no, I think that's valid. And I definitely agree. Like, you start getting mad at like people who like claim to be Christian. They're like, yeah, I'm Christian. And then, hey, you go to church? Nah.
It's not even like a mad thing. Cause like, I know I just said that. We were just watching Cliff, and I was like, I mean, we went to the ballroom in Texas State University. They had Cliff and Stewart in the ballroom, and I was like, there was a line to the right and there's a line to the left, and the line to the left was unbelievers and the line to the right were believers. And I was like, we're in a very, very liberal school, like, but true. There's a lot of Christians. I'm just like, where are they at? Like, we have a church not too far from here, and we don't have that very many young adults there. And then,
yeah, no cap. And then like, also,
of course, you don't have to go to our church only, but I'm just saying.
But like, also like all the other church ministries and stuff, like, I don't see them there either. Like, it's not even the fact that, I'm not even trying to bash people that just don't go to church, because some people also have that belief that, oh yeah, I am the church, so why do I need to go to the church? But that's not the reason. But I just feel like a lot of people who claim to be Christian just don't even try to walk in the light of Jesus. They're just like, yeah, I believe in God, but I want to go have sex with 5 different girls. Yeah, I believe in God, but I just want to go do this. And it's not even the fact that, like, if you think of somebody that's,
I think people like that it's mainly like, I believe in God, but I'm just going to live the life that I want to live no matter what. And he's going to love me, and he doesn't judge me.
It's kind of like that.
Like, he is the judge.
It's kind of like Jordan Peterson's argument, you know? Like, Jordan Peterson, like, he says that he's scared to say that he believes in God because he really doesn't know, because believing means you do everything without a shadow of a doubt. And sometimes that message is a little misconstrued because it's like, well, you need faith and etc. But he's just being honest with himself, and he's just not going to be like, yeah, he's not taking the word "I believe in God" so lightly. And people don't understand that that's what he's saying. He's not saying that, yeah, I don't think God's real and I'm scared to believe in him. He's saying like, I don't know if I could truly say I believe in God because I feel like if I believed, then I would do everything that the Bible says without doubt. And that's sometimes not true just because like it's people that literally saw Jesus ascend to heaven literally doubted. So like, there's some misconstruction there, but I understand what he's saying. But like these people are generally like, yeah, I just want to go have sex with 5 girls. Oh yeah, I got a cross around my neck. Oh yeah, praise God. I just got a new job. Praise God. But, I cheated on my wife. What? Like, and it's like they're okay with it. They're cool with it. And like, let's just say that somebody that struggles with like smoking or drugs or something like that, if they're constantly like, man, I just wish I could stop, man. Like, I need help, etc. And they're constantly seeking for it. And, they keep falling into it, but they're seeking for it. It's different from somebody that's just like, yeah, I believe in God, but I know that weed messes up my life, but I don't care. Like, it's different. There's a different aspect to it. And people don't look at it. And I feel like there's a lot of people who say they're Christians, but really don't try to follow Jesus. And I feel like that is, and you can literally see it. And I feel like that is why Jesus says that it's a narrow path to heaven, because a lot of people really don't take that into account.
Yeah, like he said, the difference between, and if you watch a lot of evangelism or podcasts and things, is the difference between willfully sinning and struggling with sin. Willfully sinning is making excuses for the sin that you have and saying that it's okay and other people can do it and it's fine and I'm just going to keep living the life that I live. But and having the knowledge of the truth, and then struggling with sin is just stumbling. Like, you are overcoming. The Lord has to convict you and you see that it's wrong and you might do it from time to time, but if you feel bad after you do something, that's where you're at a good point. But if you feel no remorse after you sin and you're just like, numb. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to go get some food, or numb, or you're just, the first thing you want to do is, like, when I used to be heavily addicted to weed, I always used to say, oh, well, I'm okay. I'll just ask God for forgiveness. Or I would be like, no, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't tell people, okay, I'll just ask God for forgiveness and things like that. I would tell them like, no, I know that I'm doing this is wrong. I know I need help. I know I need to stop. And I'm trying to find a way to stop, but this is my coping mechanism. And some people, don't go so hard on yourself. If you have been going 20 years with cussing and you've only been in Christ Jesus 1 year, some people have a radical moment, and they would be like, I'm never cussing again. Some people have that, but some people need to overcome those things. And just because you're overcoming doesn't mean you're willfully sinning, but also make sure that you're not
giving yourself too much.
Yeah, don't give yourself too much grace, because the Lord is still a judge, and he's still
righteous.
Yeah, he's still righteous. He still will judge. He still will keep you in a point where he's like, okay, well, if you want to keep doing this, I'm gonna show you why you shouldn't. That's it.
Because there's some times where God is like, where you allow God into your life and you're struggling with something, and then you kind of just like do exactly what he's saying, and then God's like, well, you allowed me into your life. I'm gonna show you how it's going to affect you. And then because you allowed him to do that, and then sometimes people need to get tapped on the shoulder. Sometimes people need to get hit with a train, like, because like some people are just hard headed, and God's like, okay, I warned them a couple times. All
right. Now we've been giving a little more advice, but let's get deep. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about what we are struggling with. What is a part of your life that you're still trying to control instead of letting God control? Instead of just trusting God with it. What is a part of your life that you're still trying, that you're controlling? You might not know you're controlling. You might realize you're controlling it, but you struggle with controlling it. Like, what is that for you?
I think there's two. I think that as a man, I struggle with lust. Like, that one it's it's like in a sense of like, you see it, you're like, no, I can't be looking at it. I don't want to see it or whatever the case may be. But there's like a point to when I want to get to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to have that thought in my mind. So I think I definitely do struggle with that. That is, even as a married man, it is still something as a man that is hard, because within the word, it does say that you're not a man if you don't struggle with lust. But you can overcome it, because that's why God tells us to run from lust. You can't beat lust in a battle. It's the only one you just can't beat, because you're supposed to run from it. So I definitely say that is one thing that I feel like it's so hard to just give to God, because I'm so focused on like, oh yeah, I just don't need to do this and stay away from this. When in reality, I feel like God has an opportunity for me to, if I just like be like, God, I don't even want to worry about it anymore. Let me give it to you. And because in my head, it's like, God, I want to fix this for you. And God's like, well, if you give it to me, I can fix it for you. And it's so hard to see that thin line, because it's like, when am I fully giving it to him? Like, do I just, like, what do I do? Like, I feel like I'm trying, and that's me giving it to him because I don't want it anymore. But then you end up trying so hard that you're like, I have to control the situation. And then, but in reality, God wants to stand with you in that fire and be like, I can help you out. And that's hard. And then the second thing I would say is the fact of me just being fearful that I'm not good enough, I guess. Being fearful that I'm not good enough in certain situations. Because it causes me to do things in a sense of like, oh, if I don't do this, then this person will do this, and I have to uphold this, or whatever the case may be. And that is, I feel like those are the two biggest things that I hold on to, when in reality, the second one, I should just be like, well, God, if this happens, then I trust in you that everything's gonna be okay, no matter if it goes south or if it's not what I think is gonna happen. Either one, I should just be like, give it to God, no matter what the situation is. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I definitely struggle with as soon as I turned Christian, I know you can vouch for me. I got tired of even walking out in public, because these girls be wearing anything. Everything is on Instagram. You just so happen to get on Twitter to even have a business or anything like that. Like, I just went on Twitter the other day because I wanted to go on Twitter and look at. I'm planning on doing something. I don't want to put it out in the public yet, but I'm planning on doing something that involves God. And I went on Twitter to see if there was a business that was going to be around what I wanted to do. And I looked up something, and then I swiped, and it was just porn on the screen. It's everywhere. And it's hard to try to not fight it, because it feels more personal, because it's like your body.
Yeah.
And I agree. I definitely think that's one of the ones that I struggle with as well. Do you want me to answer that question, or do you want to ask me another question?
Let's see. We're gonna go something about personal and relatable. If you could go back and give your younger self a piece of advice about faith or just life in general, what would it be?
Hold on, Andrea. Do you have a lightning cable? Type C. Can you check for me? If you don't, it's okay. We'll just edit this out. Ask the question one more time.
If you could go back and give your younger self a piece of advice about faith or life, what would it be?
That's actually a good one. Yeah, that'll work. Thank you. I would say Deep dive more into the Bible. I would say read more, pray more. I think that revolves around everything now. I realize that you don't have any strength if you're not communicating with God. You don't have any knowledge if you're not reading his word. And as you meditate on it and meditate more, I would say build biblical patience and biblical understanding. I wish I knew a lot more about the Bible, because not just because I want to be a Bible scholar so I could tell people what to do and tell people about the Bible. Like, no, I just genuinely want to know more. Like, I don't want to have conversations and not understand certain things. I've been listening more to evangelism, people on the streets, Nicholas Bolin. I forgot he used to be a Muslim and he used to be a gang member. I forgot his name. I watch a lot of his content. I'm starting to want to know more about the Bible because I just want to know more about the Father, because as we were just talking about with Jordan Peterson, there's always some type of doubt. There's always some lingering small amount of doubt in my head. Like, what if I'm doing all this for nothing? Or what if I'm feel like I'm saved, or feel like I have this perspective that most people have. But every time that I even try to disprove myself and I go listening to debates of other religions or debates of people talking about the Big Bang Theory and evolution and all of these things, I always come out with more clearer mind of just saying, no, I know God is real. Like, I would choose God over any of the other things y'all talking about evolution and birds' beaks and like it. I just use logic for a lot of the things, and I would tell myself to go back and read more of the Bible so that the logic that I do have would also coincide with biblical logic or biblical knowledge as well. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I would probably give myself advice on, like, not to. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things. It wouldn't even, like, there'd be some faith things, but there would also be some life things. Like, if I could go back and give myself advice, I would tell myself to focus more on what you really want to do.
So it's not really biblical, more
like it's like something, it says something about your life, right? Like,
yeah.
I would definitely give myself biblical advice. Like, the two things that I would do, right? I would try and give myself biblical advice and basically do what I want to do in life through biblical advice. So, like, you guys know that I go to school for electrical engineering, and I do like it. I would say I do have a natural talent in math, and I feel like God given me that gift. But I've always wanted to be an influencer. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I've always wanted to do those things. And going through school, I thought that, oh no, that's just not something that you want to do. You can't do that. You're not going to make money. You're not going to make a living if you do that.
Right.
If I could go back and tell myself, I'd be like, hey, what you should do something that you want to do that aligns with God, and you should do something that, like, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go to school and do this. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to do it that way. And, like, truly think out what you want to do and make sure that it glorifies God, because anything that glorifies God is good and it's not bad. So, like, if I wanted to start a business about God or whatever the case may be, and I really want to teach people the principles of God, and I don't just use God's name for money or just to have a Christian following base, and I do it because I genuinely want to help Christians out, then I could be like, then I could say, like, anything that is of God and does of God, God will support, and he will have your back. If no one else believed in you, God did. And that is the biggest piece of life/faith advice that I'd give myself, because I really do wish that I focused on doing that type of life, because I feel like that life is more for me. I love talking to people. I love giving people advice. Like, I literally gave my friend some advice recently about how to talk to a woman or etc. And I just love that. I love helping people give mature and positive advice just because I love helping people out. I was never the guy that was like, oh yes, go have sex with this girl and go have experience and etc. I always was the guy that was telling people like, this is like what you should do and this is how you should talk to women, this is how you should treat them, it's one woman, one man, etc. and all of those things. And I would say though, and I just loved giving that good advice, even though there are some people that are like, oh, you're just not having fun or whatever. It could plant a seed to have people to think. And I always loved doing that. And I feel like if I went down the path of an influence or whatever the case may be, I feel like I could have been doing that as my full-time job. And I want to still try and do that. And that's why I'm doing this now. But I feel like I definitely could have started earlier if I really believed in myself to do that. So that would be the life advice that I would have gave myself.
Yeah, I think that's very insightful. I think a lot of people don't think like that, and I feel like if a lot of more people think like that, then we'll have, I mean, a lot of people say peace within the world is not obtainable, but I do not believe that. I believe that if we all work together and wanted to help each other out, obtain the things that we needed and wanted, we would all be happy with no one need to rob or stab or kill anybody, because everybody will live in harmony. Now everything wouldn't be exactly perfect. That's just not, how everything works. But I feel like that's something that I'm asking God to reveal to me, exactly how the world could be perfect. I asked the last question, or did you ask the last question? It was me.
It was me about the young girl life.
Right. Give me 2 seconds. Let me pull my questions back up. Oh, what is something that you believe held you back from growing your relationship with God?
I feel like the biggest thing that held me back from growing my relationship with God was definitely not reading the Bible. I feel like I just thought that I knew who Jesus was, and from the verses that I knew from church or whatever the case may be, I really didn't have to read the Bible anymore. I was like, I don't need to read this. I already know this, like it's common sense or whatever the case may be. And that really hindered my relationship with God, because I really didn't know the lessons that he taught people within the word and specific situations. Like I've been reading Samuel for a while now. And the things that I'm learning in there about David is just like, wow, I feel like a lot of David's life applies to my life. And I don't think I ever would have saw that if I just read the Bible. I mean, if I just heard the story of David from a pastor or something. I feel like it's actually reminiscing when you're actually reading it yourself. And honestly, I don't read the Bible. I listen to it. I can't read it just because I don't like reading. But I like listening. And whenever I listen, it just feels like I'm actually, like God's talking to me. Like there's times where I'm reading it, listening to it, I'm trying to fall asleep. And it's like, nah, wake up, man. Like I'm talking to you. And it's like, oh yeah, so that's why I listen to it. I can't read it. I really can't. I'll sometimes even get my big Bible out and then listen to it and then follow along with my big Bible, because I just can't read it. But I feel like that is the biggest thing that held my relationship back from God, is the fact that I didn't read the Bible.
No, definitely. I think for me, it would be that. But I think my main thing with that held me back from growing my relationship with God is that I looked for I looked for the conspiracy theories and spirituality first. I thought that people that believe in God, I think me not wanting to be, I don't like authority. I never liked authority.
I know.
So when
we know.
So when I was like, let me try God. Oh, he wants to tell me everything to do. Let me go somewhere else. let me go find something that I can do where I want. And I think that's what, pushed me farther away from God, is that I didn't like authority, and anytime anybody wanted to tell me what to do, I would push back, and if I couldn't push back, I would run away and go find something else. And I think me wanting to go, like I said, have that materialistic things, want the fame, be a YouTuber, have all the money, show that I'm such a great guy, is the main thing that pushed me, that held me back from growing my relationship with God. It never really pushed me away, because it only ended me closer to him. But it's what set me back for sure.
That's definitely valid. We are running close on time, so I'm going to ask you a fun question.
I didn't do fun questions, but I'll try to think of one more.
I'll ask you a fun question. What is your favorite car, and what does it say about your personality?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not just asking.
You kind of know my favorite car.
I do, but I've never I've never seen how it connected to your personality. And no motorcycle. Car.
I was gonna do. Okay. I'm a motorcycle fiend. I just don't have one yet. I would say definitely the Camaro. I have always loved the Camaro. It's my favorite car. If we're gonna go, Chevy's on top. Ford, you're out of there. Dodge, you're out of there. Whatever other
valid.
Chevy's on top right now. Did y'all see that new ZR1X? Come on now. But definitely a Camaro. I think it ties to my personality. I like to be, and the person that I believe God made me, and the person that I believe is not attached to this human body, but that's inside the soul. I'm a very happy, loving, wanting everything to be funny, wanting to laugh, wanting joy, wanting kids and families all together and stuff like that. I think that's the type of person that I really am. But I do like very loud cars.
Cowards.
I do like very loud cars. I like the Camaro because I've seen it during Transformers when it was Bumblebee, and that was my first sports car that I actually saw. And then Fast and Furious came with like the old school Camaros and stuff like that. So as I wanted to connect it to my personality, I think it's just that car that you see. It's what I wanted to be before. When you see that car on the street, you're breaking your neck, you're looking at it, who's in that car, and then you see my big black monkey come out, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna turn the other way.
I've known his favorite car has been the Camaro for a long time. I have two favorite cars, and that is a Corvette ZR1 2019. I love that car. I love the way it looks. It screams, I don't know, it just screams my personality because, I don't know, it just has like this sharp orange and black, just low to the ground, aggressive look. And I've always liked cars that look sharp and aggressive, and how it connects to my personality is it just looks so clean. And I like to be a very clean person. Like I like to dress clean. Now there's sometimes I definitely do dress like some shorts and a hoodie, but I love to dress clean. I like wearing watches. I like wearing turtlenecks. I do like wearing polos. I like wearing dress pants. I love wearing suits. If you see my suits are very specific to me. I love the way they look. I have one gold one, I have a purple one, and then I have a red one. I want a green one. I love looking flashy. I love smelling good. I like putting cologne on. So like I feel like that matches the vibe of that. And also my second favorite car is gonna be like around the same. It's a Ferrari 2014 458. I love that car. I love the way it sounds. It just screams elegance, and with also a hint of speed. And I really, really love that. And I think that matches with my personality just because of what that car screams. I also like luxury cars, but those two are just at the top of my list. Like when I go to sleep, I dream about those cars. I really want to sit in one. I really want to sit in a 458, and I really want to sit in this ZR1 just to ride in it. Doesn't even have to be mine. I just want to sit in one and just, I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite car and what it says about my personality.
Well, if we're talking about supercars as well, McLaren 720S, or I would say McLaren
Go ahead and buy me
765 because that's the highest one, but either a McLaren 720S or a Porsche GT4RS. Oh my lord, that car is.
My wife is a Porsche person.
Yeah, no, that Porsches are very, very nice. My fun question for you is, let me pick it up. Where is it? What is something what is a hobby that you gained when you became a Christian? So like all your hobbies you kind of dissipated, like playing video games a lot more than what you used to do. What is a hobby that you gained when you became a Christian?
Designing t-shirts. And I mean, I would say a podcast is a hobby, but like also a job at the same time. I think those two, those are hobbies that I wouldn't say gain. I would say I was a Christian I would say I was a lukewarm Christian near the beginning of my life, and then I turned around and tried to focus more on Jesus now. But I feel like ever since then I started to do the podcast, and I love designing Christian merchandise. Like I love it. Like there's a couple of shirt designs that I have out that I want to post on the store soon, but I'm just making collections at the moment, and I love it. Like I really do love doing that. It just brings me so much joy to do that type of stuff. So that is one of the biggest hobbies that I love, is designing Christian merchandise. It is actually really fun and super duper fulfilling.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times we get used to the same thing we used to do, playing video games all day, maybe going out to a park or something like that. But when you become a Christian and you understand that you have a actual call to do something, as into if you want to lead a church, or if you want to lead young adults, if you want to lead more people to clarity about the Bible, or if you just want to become a biblical scholar and just know more about it and help your family, I think those are definitely some things. And one last one. If Jesus were to come hang out with you for one full day, what do you think he'll call out on you first? Something that Jesus would be like, now you know I told you not to do that. Or you know you shouldn't be doing that.
I feel like
mine would be dark humor.
I feel like mine would be like my jokes. Yeah, like I feel
Definitely
like mine would be
jokes.
my jokes. Like, because they're so bad. Like, I don't mean anything by
when
them.
we were watching clip today.
I don't, no, literally, like stuff like that. Like, I don't mean anything by my jokes, but like, they're so bad sometimes, y'all. Like, I gotta admit it. Like, they are some like bad jokes. I can't even repeat what I said talking to Cliff today, because it's not even like, it wasn't even bad. It's just like the way it's worded sounds very terrible. So like, it's the jokes that I make are just, God would call me out on that so quick. He would call me on that so quick. He'd be like, you know, you're not supposed to be doing that. Like, you know. And I feel like he knows that my heart isn't in a place, like a bad place, but at the same time, he's like, you know dang well you shouldn't have made that joke. I'm like, God, but it was funny. And
They'd definitely be funny.
I feel like God understands my sense of humor, though. I wonder if he chuckles at some of my jokes. Like, he's like, that's not supposed to be funny. Like, I don't know. Like, because I know he's perfect and stuff like that. But I wonder what God's sense of humor looks like. Like, you know, you go to heaven, and then I just want to see how God actually jokes. And like, because I feel like, you know, he's perfect. So like, he makes perfect jokes, you know?
No, he makes perfect jokes.
He makes perfect jokes.
I wonder.
Like he makes like I feel like because
No, facts.
I feel like because when you watch The Chosen and stuff, Jesus definitely did make some jokes. So like I wonder, like, if I'm like, God, I really want to laugh. He's like, all right, bet, I got you. And then it's just like, brother, you see what I'm saying? Like, but
Do
I
you
feel
have
like
any more fun questions? If so, I can get one more in there, and
Let's
then
see.
we have a few minutes left.
If Jesus was physically here today, and you could take him anywhere for the day, where would you go and what would you do?
Wow. I would have him lead me to his crucifixion. And I would just have him
That'd be
explain to
nuts.
me exactly what happened.
That'd be nuts.
I think I
That would
wouldn't
be
want to go
crazy.
anywhere. I just would want I would want him to lead me to when he got crucified and explain to me what happened.
I would have to point me to Noah's Ark.
Facts. Like, I want some proof. Like, go ahead, show me where your crucifixion is. Noah's Ark.
I would have him.
He
point
just
me to
gonna
Noah's-
point toward the ocean though. Like,
I would have. He can be like, it's right there. What you mean?
what you mean? About 200,000 feet down below, you got it.
You got it. It's right there. There's
But
like one
I can
speck
still
of,
make it to his
there's
crucifixion.
one speck of wood left, and it's right there.
See, you wasted that. I want to know what really
I
happened.
want to know, but I want to know where, you know.
I want to know what made Jesus flip that table.
What made you flip that table, Jesus?
No,
this
seriously.
right here. It was this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no. I would probably I'd be like, where's Noah's Ark at? Like, you know, like where? Show me where Noah's Ark is at.
Okay, we have literally a minute, so I think we should answer this question together, and it'll be it. What Bible story would you want to see as a movie with our clothing and our slang?
Ooh, it would definitely have to be either
This is real
Moses. It would have to be Exodus or Job. I would want to see that. Like, cause just imagine Job being like, gang.
That'd be hilarious.
Like imagine he's like, gang, what's going on, gang?
What are we doing,
What
gang?
we doing, gang? Like, bro.
Bro, he ain't even saying bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
God, that would definitely be funny.
And like Moses, like I feel like Moses, like as soon as God would have talked to him in the fire, he would have been like, "Hey, yo!" Like, I just like those would be the two that I would just have to see.
For sure, I think
I'd have to.
I think I would want to see. Dang, you stole Moses from me, so
Bro,
I'm trying to.
yeah,
I
bro.
definitely wanted to see Moses. We already had the Prince of Egypt, but like with our slang. And
That's
like
what I'm
real
saying.
people.
With our slang, real people. Like I want to see it like in like.
But
in
I
the
think
flesh.
Genesis.
Oh yeah.
I would want to see exactly like with obviously
You
if
go
we
tell
could get
Adam,
the
bro,
real
why?
No fact. Like God comes back and he's like, "Yo,
Yo,
why am I naked?
you had one job. You had one
You
job.
had one job." Adam's just like, "Hey, bro, why you looking at my dick?" He's like, "What? How you even know you got one,
He's like, bro, you're not supposed to know that, bro.
bro?"
What are you doing? Lock in, twin.
I can't twin. Oh, so you ate the apple and that? Log in, twin.
So you like, bro?
Eve like, if you don't eat this apple. I wonder what culture Adam and Eve would be.
Yeah.
You know, black culture, Asian culture, we all have our certain cultures.
The culture. They're
They're their culture.
the culture.
They're the heavenly culture.
They're the heavenly culture.
Well, not really, because she ate the apple. She ate the apple, bro. She listened to say it.
No, literally. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this new type of episode. I think we're going to be doing this more often. It's a little more fun. You get to know more about us. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. And
I don't know why I did that.
and
Thank you for watching.
We will catch you in the next one. Thank you for listening.
All right.
When I broke away, it ain't holding me now. Used to never understand when I work, but the king is in me, I can never be bound. Had to put it into all of the cheddar. I focus better when I don't hear a sound. The boy finally moving all on his own. He in his